Borrow Smart segment today being brought to you by GetHomeSelect.com. GetHomeSelect.com. That is our Borrow Smart. Social Security under pressure. Seniors face inflation squeeze. Really? Let's see. Ron Siegel Radio, your trusted source for navigating the complexity of home ownership, retirement planning, and achieving financial well-being. Today, we're diving into a critical issue affecting many of our listeners, particularly those in or near retirement. Social Security and the cost of living adjustments, also known as COLAs. You know, Social Security is a cornerstone of retirement for millions of Americans. Those regular payments are essential for covering living expenses, but there's a growing concern that these benefits are not keeping pace with the real costs seniors face every day. Let's talk about how Social Security benefits are adjusted for the past 50 years. These adjustments have been tied to something called the CPI-W. That's a consumer price index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. It's a measure of inflation that looks at the change in prices for a basket of goods and services that these workers typically buy. Each year, Social Security benefits are adjusted based on how much that basket of goods and services has increased in price. On the surface, that sounds reasonable. Inflation goes up, benefits go up. But here's where the problem lies. Many financial advisors, seniors themselves, are saying that the CPI-W doesn't accurately reflect the spending patterns of older Americans. Think about it. What are the biggest expenses for most retirees? Things like food, gas, rent, insurance, energy, and especially healthcare. And these non-negotiable costs, as one advisor called them, have often been increasing at a much faster rate than the general inflation rate measured by the CPI-W. For example, let's look at Medicare Part B premiums. These are a significant healthcare expense for many seniors, and in 2025, those premiums increased at more than twice the rate of the Social Security COLA. This is a huge problem because those Part B premiums are often deducted directly from Social Security checks. So even when there's a cost of living increase, seniors can end up seeing very little, if any, increase in their actual take-home pay. In some cases, the checks can even go down. That's not just healthcare. Advisor reporting that their clients are seeing significant increases in other essential costs like home insurance. One advisor mentioned a client whose premium jumped by a whopping 20%. Ow! This all leads to a growing sense that Social Security COLAs are out of touch with reality. As another advisor put it, we see costs increasing by far more than a few percent per year, with local minimum wage jumping, insurance costs skyrocketing, stubborn gas prices, housing prices, and mortgage-related expenses remaining elevated. Costs are rising much faster than supplemental Social Security COLA adjustments. So, what's the solution? Well, some experts believe that changing the inflation measure used to calculate COLAs could make a big difference. They suggest using the CPI-E, which is an inflation measure specifically designed to track the spending patterns of older Americans. Wow, why would you want to use something that tracks the people that you're dealing with? In fact, in 2025, the CPI-E showed a 3% year-over-year increase compared to the CPI-W. If Social Security adjustments were based on the CPI-E, the COLA this year would have been higher. Now, it's not a perfect solution. The CPI-E doesn't always outpace the CPI-W. It has lagged behind in some years, but over the long term, advocates argue that will provide a more accurate reflection of seniors' expenses and lead to larger benefit increases. For example, since 1999, the CPI-E has increased more than the CPI-W. That would translate to a significant difference in monthly benefits for retirees. Of course, switching to the CPI-E is not simple. It would require an act of Congress. It also would likely increase the cost of Social Security over time. That makes it a politically challenging issue. Legislation was introduced to make this change, but it did not move forward. Even if the CPI-E were adopted, there's another fundamental problem with the way COLAs work. They're based on past inflation. Adjustments are only made once a year, while prices, especially essentials like food, housing, and medical care, can change much more frequently. So by the time a COLA increase kicks in, retirees may have already been dealing with the higher costs for months, creating the feeling that Social Security is always playing catch up. Now, what can you do about this? Well, financial advisors emphasize that Social Security should be just one component of a comprehensive retirement income strategy. It's critical to have a diversified income streams and a solid financial plan in place. But, and this is a big but, for those retirees who rely heavily on solely on Social Security, these COLA shortfalls create a very difficult situation, as one advisor bluntly put it. I don't think there's any way to help address this with seniors that is factual. The seniors are living the reality, and advisors can help them budget better, invest better in inflationary environments, and hopefully counsel them through this tough time. But the reality is that the COLA adjustments are not representative of real inflation. This is where strategic debt management becomes crucial. High levels of debt can exacerbate the challenges posed by inadequate Social Security increases. It's essential to minimize liabilities and optimize your financial position to navigate these economic pressures. This is a complex issue with no easy answers, but it's vital to be informed and proactive. Understanding the limitations of Social Security COLAs is the first step in taking control of your financial future, and that's where I come in. I am a certified liability advisor, CLA, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. If you're concerned about how inflation and Social Security adjustments might impact your retirement plans, I can help you develop a personalized strategy to manage your debt, optimize your finances, and secure your long-term financial well-being. Don't let debt derail your retirement goals. Give my office a call today. We'll set up a consultation, review your specific situation, and create a plan to help you thrive no matter what the economic climate throws your way. Call us 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Take control of your financial future today. That is the Borrow Smart segment, brought to you by GetHomeselect.com, GetHomeselect.com.